Welcome back, Johnny B, front office, Dynasty Fantasy Football. And what do we have here? Well, when 2 or more people leave a Dynasty Fantasy Football league, you have to have what's called a dispersal draft, in my opinion. Sure, you could sell the team to an owner by way of, hey man, your team has Andrew Luck and yada, 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 and then this team to choose from has Nick Chubb and all these guys. Or you can make it real fun and just put everybody back into a player bank like this. Now, I run MFL.com, myfantasyleague.com. It's the only website I trust for fantasy football, especially with dynasty elevated situations and leagues and wagering and, all that. Keeping track of stats and the trades and everything. So when I came up with this idea, that's not mine, by the way. People do this all the time, but I just don't like to do it on a spreadsheet or a Google Docs where it's email. I like to have a website like this to where people can just log in and see who's available. You get your druthers, your picks at all these players, right? But there's more because we do rookie drafts once a year, right? So we have 10 rounds, and these were all of the picks that, again, were pooled in together, right? Again, no one's going to choose one team or the other. We said, hey, let's just make it a dispersal draft, right? There's more. We actually do fab money that is perpetual. What does that mean? Well, look at some of my other videos, how to start a Dynasty Fantasy Football League, but essentially perpetual Fabby dollars. Everyone starts April 1st with $1,000. And every time you pass go, you get $1,000, right? So you're bidding on waiver wire guys. You're trading money. And what happened here was, let's say there was about $2,000 or a little bit more fab money between the two teams. And so what we did was, as we said, instead of a guy on their, let's say, 6th round pick says, I want all the fab and the kitty, we've actually put it in denominations of chunks, right? So 500, 500, 500, and then the remaining balance you have here. I thought that was a better, fair way to do it because in a dispersal draft, you have to kind of put a denomination on the fab. And so whether you want to take picks or fab or players, eventually these two teams will iron themselves out, and we keep track of this on my website here, and then everything's down here. Now, here's the caveat to it, makes it really fun. If you're an outside owner, one of the 10 guys that are on the outside looking in, your team's already established, right? You can jump in this dispersal draft anytime you want, meaning if you want to trade for this guy's next pick, make him an offer, and then boom, we can update the website. And I use these strike-through marks to keep track. The other thing is if you really, really don't like your team, and you're obviously not an orphan owner, right? You haven't left the league. You're just, you're in third to last place, and you're like, this sucks. I really don't like my team. You're welcome to go ahead and jump into the dispersal. Not from a trading on the outside of the bubble analogy, but actually being one of the orphan teams. So if you don't really like your team, you may go ahead and throw all your player picks and fab and everything into this thing. And now we'll have 3 teams going dispersal, right? So it makes it a lot of fun. It's just an idea for you guys out there. I know it's not something new, but I think what is new is how we keep track of this stuff, because unless you can make a quick website like I have, it is kind of frustrating to keep track of it because MFL, ESPN, they're not gonna have a way for you to figure this out to where people can log in centrally to figure out who the heck is available and how the new teams are shaping up. So I don't know, just kind of give you guys ideas out there, especially when it comes to orphanship and things like that. Now, when do we do all this? Well, in order to be in the dispersal draft, you have to let me know as the commissioner before Super Bowl Sunday, the real Super Bowl Sunday I'm talking about, in February. So unless you put it on our smack board that you are interested in dumping your team into this with the 2 orphan owners, you're not going to participate. So you have to time, date, stamp that once you jump in. We let Super Bowl Sunday go by, and then it's towards the end of January we begin with the process of merging the teams together. And then typically once all of that is done, right around March, mid-March or whatever, we'll do the additional Fabby dollars that come in, right? Sometimes it's April 1st, but oftentimes it's right around when MFL kicks up again. I think MFL, the website renews in mid-March. And so you'll get an extra incremental $1,000 out of your team. But again, right now we're trying to figure out the dispersal draft of all the money remaining. And again, you may say, why is everything chunked in 500 increments? Well, you have to look at some of my other videos because we really try to value our fab money because we have auction drafts for our rookie 2.13, 3.13 picks. These are off the grid. They're not even a part of the rookie 10-man draft. So, or 10-round draft, I should say. So that's why we've kind of designated it this way. Plus, the dispersal draft won't get out of hand, right, if it's just in chunks. And so there's that aspect. The rookie picks, I think, are incredibly valuable. So you're going to have to look at some of these, right? There's 2 first-rounders that are at stake, and then all these players, right? And eventually what will happen is this thing will disperse and you have 2 teams. So Johnny B, Front Office Dynasty here, talking about some ideas. And whether you participate in a dispersal or not, throw some comments, give me some questions, ideas. But I just thought it's easier. I mean, these websites are so cheap to make nowadays. Anybody can do this. And then your league is not passing around a spreadsheet. Your commissioner's not having to call everybody or send these cheesy emails out that what's going on with the draft. It'd be nice, right? Because it's a slow draft. It's nice if people can just log on centrally, or until the technology comes in, these MFLs or ESPNs or whatever, where they have their own button that does what I'm talking about. It makes it a lot easier when you can just see it on a website. The trick is obviously you got to get a commissioner like me that's going to update it every so often. I'm not saying you have to sit there behind the computer all day, but as it comes in, again, you actually post these on your message board with what you're doing, like the 105 Mike Adams or whatever, right? That would go on the message board of the website, so it is proof and evidence, and then the commissioner like me would actually update the website. Giving you some ideas. Throw some comments your way. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be on the next show, and hope all's well. Thanks.